it's a good welcome to this new FPL season. Like the football wait is over, especially for Man United fans and Chelsea fans. You get those. But for the Arsenal fans, I think they wouldn't want this new season because they want to retain their trophy now, at least without playing a new season. Ketonalai. You get so you guys will not want to compete for the league again now. So you can stretch it to 2026, 2027 EPL champions without playing.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, gathering dust, gathering doubt, but this season has lit the fuse. After 22 years of gloom, it's about to go boom! The Arsenal cannon fires again!
That's okay, but that's fine, Sha. So for the FPL, there are some couple of questions people keep asking. Who should we buy? Which player should we get that will give us a return in value? You get so I will do some you buy, sell, bench for some players. So I'll go with the goalkeeper position to start first. So number one is between Raya, Donnarumma, and Pickford. So who are we buying? Who are we selling? And who do we bench? So Saeed, do you have an idea for this?
Well, for me, I would need to go with Raya because Raya is already a proven asset already over like 2-3 seasons now. And
Okay.
with the number of players or defensive players Arsenal has brought in, I think it only makes sense to stick with Raya. Raya was probably my all-true goalkeeper throughout last season. And I had a lot of clean sheets, so I don't think I'm planning on changing that. Maybe and hopefully, during the course of the season, I think I'll be happy to have a reason to sell him. Not because I don't want my FPL to have points, but because as a rival club, I don't like Arsenal and I don't want them to succeed. That's just the truth. So for me, I will stick with Raya.
So you will pick emotions over reality.
Well, that's why I said I'm not being emotional at this point. If I'm being emotional, I most likely will not even include him in my team. So I'm just being logical. I'm wholly hoping that Arsenal has terrible defense this season, and I have a reason to sell him.
Okay, I think what's that Fergie's all-time post? Defense wins you trophy, strikers wins you competition. Or so I believe that's what Arsenal are just doing. Yeah. So you're sticking with Raya, and then you're selling who between Pickford and Donnarumma.
So, well, I think because of the cost, of other players, and also you need to also make sure that there is quality across your team. It wouldn't make sense to have top tier 3 goalkeepers or 2 goalkeepers in your team. So you just make sure you go with a player that is sure of playing in your bench, and also somebody like Raya or any of those two that you mentioned. But splashing a lot of money on 2 top goalkeepers is a no for me. So I'm sticking with David Raya,
Okay,
and also Botson.
Okay, still on this, right? So in this FPL, do you go for proven players? When I mean proven players, do you buy 3-4 quality players and then surround the rest based on the available assets and the values you have? Or how do you set it up? Because you just mentioned having one quality goalkeeper as Raya. So do you go for one quality for each of these positions, or do you just focus on strikers or quality, midfielders or quality? How do you set it up?
So I think first, in every new season, the most important thing to do is to make sure that most of your players are starting and are getting you a decent amount of minutes. So usually I go with those players that are already proven that they start, and hopefully they turn out to be a good decision. However, we are not sure what the season will bring. So during the course of the season, we can now decide to move on to some other players that are performing. Like last season, I'm sure most of us do not really have any reason to have Wilson or Shade or even O'Reilly. But, these players turn out to be a great asset for the manager. So for now, I'm sticking with players that are proven and can surely return me all the available minutes.
Okay, let me just move over to Lekon. So between Raya, Donnarumma, and Pickford. Okay, so I know that Said has picked to buy Raya, to keep him. So who are you benching or who are you selling off? I know that you are an Arsenal fan, so you're going to pick Raya, so I'm not asking you that question. So between Donnarumma and Pickford, who are you selling and who are you to bench if you had that option?
Okay, so first and foremost, sentiment aside, because FPL is not a game of sentiments. If you actually bring in sentiments, you'll get your fingers burnt. All right. But if you look at Pickford, Raya, definitely it has to be Raya. Not because I'm an Arsenal fan here, but if you look at the price of Pickford is 5.5, yeah? Raya is 6.0. I mean, Everton defense, Arsenal defense, 5 million less. Come on now. It's a no-brainer. So, Raya, yeah. If Pickford had been like, let's say, 5.0, yeah, maybe. Do you understand? But, I mean, there's just so much value in the Arsenal defense right now. And I agree with what Said said. We've bought a lot of defenders. Even when we didn't have this much defenders, we had almost the best clean sheets or most clean sheets last season. So, I mean, Raya is a no-brainer. That's one. So for me, it has to be Raya. I probably bench Pickford and go with Raya.
Okay.
We all know.
So because of the value that's
to be a FPL asset too. Yes, Pickford is actually
been there for quite some time.
FPL asset too. Yes.
Everton also have a good solid now.
Yes, last season it was 5.0, but this season is been up to 5 million. So that's 5.5. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not so much gap between him and Raya. So
okay, so just to go back to what I asked idea. So in terms of positions, how do you set it up your FPL? Do you buy quality players and you kind of feud with the available assets you have? How do you set it up? How do you set your formation? Do you go with, okay, I'm going to buy quality players for my strikers? So if you're going with a 3-4-3, your 3 forwards are going to be like the best of the values, right? And then you feud the remaining with other substandard players. Not the word substandard, but you know what I mean. So how do you intend to set it up? Or do you just pick one for each position?
Okay, so when I set up my team, I consider nailed assets, nailed players that play 90 minutes, players that don't get subbed by half time, players that are not prone to injury. So I go with players that are like the talisman of their team, penalties, dead ball situations, free kicks, corner kicks, etc. So that's the way I set up my team. I just look for those are the kind of assets I look for actually. Then you probably have to look for some benchable players, but not like benchable like that they can't play, they can't fill in at all. They have to be able to, maybe in the course that your player has an injury or something, or maybe he didn't start or he didn't play the match, then your bench player should be able to, substitute for that eventuality or stuff. So that's the way I set up my team, basically.
Okay, so just before I move forward from the defenders, right? So I want to just get your formation and then I'll switch to side. What's your formation for your FPL? Like tomorrow is our grand opening for 2026-07, 2027 season. How did you set up your FPL? We'll get to that towards the end of this episode, but what's your formation for this FPL? So with that, I have the next question that is coming after this. But so what's your formation? Just your formation.
My formation.
Do you go with the 3-4-3? Do you go with the 4-4-2?
I'm still in between, but I think I'm leaning
Just pick one. Just pick one.
A 4-4-2.
A proven one. The one you used last season and you feel okay, you didn't really perform well last season. So the one you used last season.
I'm leaning towards a 4-4-2.
4-4-2. Okay, so Saeed, about you now. So what formation are you leaning towards?
Well, for me, I always stick to my popular 3-4-3 formation.
Okay, so still on your side. So 3-4-3 formation. And that's the Chelsea fan is not content them. That's why you stick to that formation. Okay, but now we are still on defender. So complete if we the both of you have selected Ryan as your keepers. That's fine. Okay. Then let's go to your defenders. Before I go to buy, sell, then bench. What's your 3 defenders? Mention your 3 defenders.
Well, I really did not invest much in my defense. I tried to make sure that every other aspect of my squad has quality. However, I'm still going with some popular option. I'm sticking with Tarkowski of Everton. He has been a great asset for over 5 seasons now. And O'Reilly as well for Man City. And I'm also looking at using Luis Orr as the last defender for my squad. Then in bench, I have Kayode of Brentford and Van Hecken of Tottenham. So just in case if any of these 3 defenders did not start, I'm sure to gain minutes from my bench.
So the popular Gabriel, Van Dijk, all these ones, Saliba, is you're doing okay because of their money. Yeah, like you said, you cannot bring in.
So I'm looking at probably
so this still goes back. This still goes back to the last question. Yeah. So you just answered that you didn't really invest much in your defense. So that still says that for your attacking and your midfield, this is where you invested for quality players, right?
Yes.
And your defense, you just use based on available values, right?
Yes. And also, you know that I already have Raya as a goalkeeper, so which also counts as part of my defense. So even if I do not have any outfield defender from Arsenal, I'm sure I have a goalkeeper that will also likely return good points if he keeps making saves. But you know, I will, for now, I think I will stick with this defense. And during the course of the season, because most Arsenal defenders are quite pricey, so and I wouldn't want to invest so much on most of the outfield players for now. So I'm sticking with Tarkowski, O'Reilly, and Luis Orr as my starting defenders.
Okay, that's fine. So for Lekon, so I want you to just pick between this, Gabriel, Saliba, Maguire, and Van Dijk. Pick 2. Though my mind is telling me who you are going to pick, but I just want to. This is FPL, like you said. There are no sentiments. There are no
mind
emotions.
is telling you who I'm going to pick. No, I don't. Okay, I go for Van Dijk and Gabriel.
Okay, so complete your defenders. So your formation is 4-4-2, right? So complete your 4 defenders. So you have Van Dijk in your team. Is that what you're saying?
No. I have Gabriel. I have Califlore in my team, not Gabriel.
Okay, Califlore. Okay.
I think Gabriel is very expensive. 8 million for a defender. Is expensive. I think
then
the other
complete your
assets
4
can
defenders.
cover him. Califlore. Then I have Luke Shaw. Surprisingly, Luke Shaw. Yes. Luke Shaw.
Which Luke Shaw? Mine is Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. Yes.
Is he on
He's a
bench
gem.
or is he your
He's a
starting
gem.
11?
He's in my starting 11.
Do you have
Because-
the intention of selling him within the first few weeks, or is it a long time plan for you? Is it a long time project?
No, I don't intend on selling him.
Are you even sure that he can complete 3
I
sets?
see a lot of
No,
people, I see a lot of people going for Maguire, but
is he proving
I
asset
think
now?
I prefer Luke Shaw. Sure.
Okay, so Calafiori, Luke Shaw.
So I think
what was the other two?
I think if you look at how last season ended,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in Manchester United players, because they really did like fantastic towards the end of the last season. Yes, last season. So I think that's using going with Luke Shaw. Yeah, it can be a great asset and can also be a failure. But for now, let's just hope that they turn out to be good. And I would love to see that my fellow contestants are failing in that regard. So why not?
Kito, just look at what he's saying. So he's pushing you towards Luke Shaw, knowing that you will fail. See, the question is, if you have plans, maybe because how much is Luke Shaw? 4.5 million, 5.0 million. How much?
It's 4.5. Maguire is 5.0.
Okay, so you have Calafiori, Luke Shaw. Who are the other two to complete your defense?
O'Reilly, and
Okay, the same O'Reilly and who?
there's one other defender.
I feel like Kiton is hiding his squad.
Just-
I don't
just-
know why.
But you just told me that that means you're leaning towards the 3-4-3 formation.
No, I said 4-4-2, not 3-4-3.
4-4-2. I just mentioned 3 defenders. Yeah, you just mentioned 3 defenders.
No, now I'm going for
So it's remaining
4-4-2.
one person
Yes.
to complete.
O'Reilly, Calafiori, and
Yes.
Luke Shaw. Yeah. Those are the 3 that are permanent in my team right now. The remaining 2 spots are still not. I'll decide before the deadline tomorrow. But for now, those 3 they're like they stay in my team.
Said. Yeah, so now let's move ahead. Let's come to the injury room for this FPL. These are people that decide if you will have a good week or if you will have a bad week. I know that the strikers also decide that, but these are the top guns for this FPL. So I'll still go back to the buy-sell bench. We have Bruno Fernandes, Bukayo Saka, and Kopama.
Surprisingly for me, I don't think I'll be investing in any of those 3. Though I would have loved to have Fernandes in my team, but because I also want to have Haaland, I think Haaland is a no-brainer for me. I think if you're selecting your squad, Haaland should be the number 1 person you pick. So because of that, I would not be investing in Kopama. Neither is Saka. Saka performance over the last few games, has been quite shaky. And for that price, there are other options.
He didn't really have the best of the World Cup, did he?
Yes. And also the injury problem. I do not want to invest in a player that, with the amount of injuries that we have after the World Cup, I'm not sure that most of these players will be getting a very high
at least
minutes.
in the first few weeks of the season.
Yes, so the coaches might be looking at trying to manage these players. So for me, Saka is something that I will look into maybe during the course of the season. Same thing as Fernandes. But Kopama, I don't know. I think I'm a Chelsea fan, of course, but
yeah,
is it that Kopama?
So,
I think it's
the guy's job is just to score one goal and then rest. I don't think he does anything more. His end goal is just assist and score one more, then he's done for the day.
He also suffered from injury last season, so let's hope that this season is able to keep fit, and hopefully the team also starts well. If they start the season well, I'm sure that a lot of people will be looking at investing in either Kupama or Morgan Rogers, So even if I need to go with a Chelsea asset in the midfield, I'll be leaning towards Morgan. Is it Morgan Rogers?
Morgan Rogers.
Morgan Rogers.
So you don't have either of these three, Fernandez, Saka, Palmer. Do you have Semenyo? Do you have Eberechi?
So no Eberechi. In fact, I do not have any Arsenal player in my squad apart from their goalkeeper. I do not have the players I have in my
club. I thought it was just for fun.
So it's not about it. If you check my squad last season, I had Eberechi. At some point, I had Declan Rice. I had Eberechi. I had Timber before he started.
Is something speaking to you that they are not going to retain this league? Something is speaking to you. Just tell us.
Don't worry. I'm coming from a different angle this time. I'm investing in players that are actually, not bad. I'm looking at investing in Gibbs White, and their games also is having a good games in the first 3-4 matches. So Gibbs White will be playing Leeds City at home. Mbeumo is also a great option as well. If you're not investing in Fernandes, I think the next asset to invest in is Mbeumo. And Mbeumo is always leading the attack, so we expect him to return some positive numbers. Same thing for Wilson. Wilson is that player that is in charge of set piece a lot of times. Also the engine room for Fulham. But we can never tell. So I think Wilson is now with Leeds City. I'm not sure if he's still in West Ham. So let's just hope that it turns out to be a great pick this time. And also Shada. Is this Shadi or Shada of Tottenham?
Shadi. That's
Shadi.
The Tottenham has really gone into the market to make some good deals. So just complete your four midfielders, because you just mentioned Mbeumo,
Gibbs White,
who are the other two?
Wilson and Shade.
Wilson and Shade. That's some not the must-have kind of FPL players. These are players that have less than 20% of ownership. That's some bold decisions to take there. Okay,
and I also have Magini on my bench.
So from looking at your squad, it seems you are really going to invest more in the forward side. So let me just quickly enter inside. So your striking positions, your forward, we're going with the 3-4-3.
Obviously, the number one person in my attack is Haaland.
Okay.
Calvert-Lewin and João Pedro.
Chelsea, Calvert-Lewin and Haaland. So who is your captain?
I think everybody's captain will be most likely be Haaland. This
80%
game week.
ownership.
Yes, 80%. So I will stick with that. I don't want to miss out in any haul, So I'm going with that.
Well, okay. So which player do you think that has less than 10% ownership, but right within you feel that could return something positive that a lot of FPL managers don't see, but you believe in the player in your squad, in your FPL squad?
Well, so I'm looking at I don't know if I should consider Mbeumo and Gibbs White as part of the lowest pick players. Maybe Gibbs White. So, and I think
Gibbs White to be your secret weapon.
Yes. Given his performances over the last couple of games last season, well, I don't think it would be a bad shout for him, because even Gibbs White is not cheap himself. He's about 8 million. Same with Mbeumo. So I think I would like to take the risks.
Okay, so that's for the differential. So let's go to the opposite, a trap. So which player do you think that will disappoint? A player whose ownership is on the high. 70% of FPL managers are buying this player, but you think that he will disappoint?
Well, I'm looking at Saka. Because he has been struggling with injury, and
Okay.
Arsenal has some options down the flank if he's not playing. They have what's his name? The boy from Chelsea, Madwiki. And I think they recently got another player in that position as well. So looking
So
at
all
Saka's,
disappointing players will come from Arsenal.
hopefully,
In a nutshell.
hopefully,
Okay, welcome back, Lekon. So, let me just get to you now. Yeah, so I asked Said two questions. Yeah, so one is your differential, and the other one is a trap. So, when I mean differential, so which player do you think that has low FPL managers, low ownership of FPL managers, but you feel that to more like your secret weapon that you feel that will actually deliver for you, but not a lot of FPL managers own him?
My secret weapon, really, I'm looking at Pascal Gross actually. Brighton.
Pascal who? Gross? Okay, from Brighton.
Yes. Free kicks.
Okay, so
corner
that's
kicks,
for your
talisman.
White gives to?
5.5.
No, just one player, one secret weapon that you feel that will.
I just tell you his statistics. Is
Okay. So that's Python Gross from Brighton. So let's take it in the opposite, right? So a trap, I call it a trap. A player that has 70 to 80% of FPL manager ownership, but will feel that he will disappoint.
my mind is going towards João Pedro, but I think he will take along nicely.
Okay, so the only funny thing, so for Saeed is Bukayo Saka against Arsenal. So for you is João Pedro against Chelsea. Okay, just to round up, yeah. So who is your captain? Who is your captain for the season? No, you know that you can change anytime, but for the first few weeks, who's your captain?
It has to be between Haaland and Bruno for me. I think for the first few weeks, I'm going to go with Bruno.
Okay, you feel Bruno will return, give you the value for your money, right?
Yeah. In the first week, I think he's playing a promoted side, so he should.
Would you mind, let's complete your formation. We had already finished with your defenders, so and you're going with 4-4-2. So what are your 4 midfielders and what are your 2 strikers?
4 midfielders, Zulis, Bruno, Gross, Mbemo.
Okay, your 2
Yet to
strikers.
complete the last question, sir. My 2 guys.
Yeah, your
Funny
2
enough.
strikers. Haaland and who?
Jack.
And João Pedro. How would you pick a trap for yourself? Okay, that's fine. That's right. Okay, yeah. So thank you very much, guys. We hope that Coventry will give us a good shocker as we welcome them back to the Premier League. So. Whoa!